Yeah, good day and thanks for joining us. This is Fountain of Life fitness exercise sessions for building bone density, preventing sarcopenia, loss of muscle tone, and full body strength training and improving our alignment to help prevent injuries. Today, I'd like to focus on a topic that comes up often about with regards to radiating pain down the leg. Some, sciatica people have heard of, but often the referred pain, like tingling or numbness down the legs, is caused by malalignment and weakness in the spine. And the muscle is called the multifidi. I'll speak about that more as we go, but we'll just get started. So I always like to begin with a few alignment exercises. If you could start with, we use a broomstick always in our training sessions. So this is a broomstick, or you could use something like a ski pole. What we're working on is what to release the chest, the pec muscles that attach here into your arm and around the shoulder and on the just at the collarbone edge. So if you just lean over the broomstick, relax the arms, similar to the legs, people often have like numbness and tingling down their arms and carpal tunnel. So we're going to work on clearing the nerves and getting better blood flow. The position is just below the collarbone. And then this is the arm bone, here is the humerus, and now just at the edge of the humerus, this is where the pectoral muscles attach into your arm and shoulder area. Okay, so let's do the other side like that. The importance of this and why I always start here is when we're sitting and arms are forward, the pecs shorten and pull the shoulders go in. So yeah, we have bad posture and hunchback, but also it pulls the head forward and compresses the vertebrae in your neck, which contributes to degenerated discs in your neck. So we don't want that to happen. So we'll just release the pecs here. And if you just relax into it a bit, if you feel a bit of numbness down your arm or tingling, you just know that you're clearing the nerves and again, improving blood flow. That will, of course, help prevent arthritic pain. Okay, so on the floor now we're going, oh no, first with the feet. We will use the broomstick on the floor in a moment. Another really critical area, the feet. So for here, we'll use the massage ball. And just on the bottoms of the feet, rolling out your arches. And make sure you get into the forefoot. There's an arch between the second and third toe. And then the forefoot and the outside of your foot, there's an arch just above the heel. And then the middle, big arch in the middle, everybody knows. Okay, and rolling this out will help with preventing plantar fascia issues. All right, that felt great. So next on the floor, you'll need that massage ball again, a broomstick, and a strap, something like a yoga strap or a bathrobe belt or karate belt I use. Currently in our training programs, we follow a system of corrective exercises for putting our bodies in better alignment. And followed by, after the alignment series, we're going to be doing exercises for the spine, as I said, to help clear the nerves. So if you have tingling, back pain, or tingling or numbness down your legs or arms, that back here exercises we do will definitely help you out. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is take this ball in the upper trapezius. This is another common area where people get sore and tight. So just at the base of the neck and slightly to the side in your upper traps. So I'm on here at the left side to bring the arm up and just let the ball sink into where what most people is kind of hard and gummed up tissues. So we would like supple and soft, strong, but muscles that move well. The fascia glides freely. It doesn't stick together and make our joints immobile. Okay, so you can like this roll side to side, or you just put pressure onto it. If you do these regularly, it'll feel better over time. The other side here, we're just at the base of the neck, slightly to the side. I like to bring that arm up and straighten the working leg. So the right leg is up, right leg is straight. That helps decompress that area a little and gets you deeper into the tissues. Now, similarly, we're going to work on the hips, the gluteal muscles on the sides of the hips. So just like this is your leg bone, the femur inside, and out here, the muscle on the outside of the hip. The way I like to attend to that is take the ball and just lift the hip up a bit. So I'm on the left hip, lift it up, put the ball slightly under, and then straighten your leg. And from there, if you turn on top of the ball will sit right into the capsule of your joint where your femur sits into the hip socket. And if you're doing pretty well, then it doesn't feel like much, and you can move the ball quite easily right around the top of your femur. If your hips are a little restricted or you've been doing a lot of sitting, you might feel really thick and uncomfortable spots where you can again just put a bit of pressure. Okay, we'll switch to your other leg. So you just lift up, put the ball under, and then straighten that leg, and then lift up. So you're on top of the ball on the outside of the leg. You might just hold with pressure, or you can move around a little, whatever you prefer. But right on the outside quite often gets quite restricted and uncomfortable, the outside of the hip. The main reason is that we're very weak. Actually, our hips get too weak, they atrophy. And so we need to rebuild that muscle structure again. All right, so next we'll put the ball just behind the head, in the back of the head, right in the skull. And arms just by the sides. And just nodding gently. This will help decompress the vertebrae in your neck and down the spine. And take a breath. And again, nodding. And a breath. Okay, and now keep the chin down and only nail the eyes. So keep the ball behind the head, chin is down position, but only the eyes look up and down. This helps to release the suboccipital muscles in the back of the neck, which again will help your spine even out. And take a breath. And backs we don't often pay attention to, eyes up and down. And then your back gets a bit twingy one day, and then you go, uh-oh, I'm in trouble, and you can't do much for a while. So we really can prevent that from happening, but you do need to do spine strengthening exercises. Okay, so we'll put the ball aside. We're finished with the ball for now. Okay, so next we're going to work on the hamstrings and actually helping to get a better axis of rotation of the femur. So the strap goes under the foot. So here it's on the right foot. And I'm taking it into the left hand, both sides of the strap around the back of the calf and into the right hand. Now you make that leg very stiff. If your hamstrings are tight, you don't have to straighten the leg. You definitely don't want to strain the back of your knee. So you just do what you can. And then you just, as you can rotate your femur in and out inside the socket of your hip joint. So you're clearing your hips. Better nerves down the legs into the spine. Switch the other leg. Okay, so left foot is in the arch around the back of the calf into the left hand. The leg is straight according to you without overstretching the back of your knee. And then just rotating the leg in and out. So you shouldn't, as you can see, you don't twist the knee, the leg is very stiff, and then you just stretch. Okay, and now the broomstick, so that you set the right leg is up, knee over hip, so it's in the back of the right leg, and pull the left leg up into the bar. The bar's parallel to the floor here, and you just press the legs into the bar, keeping the feet at knee level or lower, not higher like that. If you lift them higher, you overactivate the quadriceps, switch your legs. Okay, so now left leg, you're pushing away from you. Right leg, you're pulling toward the bar. Always keep the chin toward the throat. Okay, and stick down. Now, next, you take the arms out like a Y position, palms face up. So like this, palms are facing up. And we're just relaxing here and opening up the chest. And this again will help the flow of the blood into your hands and fingers from your chest. And next, imagine a big stability ball. We know what those are. It's on your stomach, and you want to wrap your arms and legs around the ball like that. And hold the ball in place very deliberately as you rock to the left. And use your abs. And many people in the beginning, if your abs rotational core are weak, you'll start falling apart in the middle. So if that is the case, you just can hold this middle position, noting that your abdominal muscles are engaged. We're preparing all our joint systems for our weightlifting. Generally, the first half we do prep work, and then the second half is the weightlifting work. Okay, so then again, we take this Y position. Now this is a dead bug. You bring the arms up to the sky and bend the elbows like this at a 90-degree. And then bend the knees also, so the knees are over the hips. Here again, you're going to feel your abs are engaged, and you just slightly push the right leg forward. Only a few inches though. It's not better to straighten the leg, bring the leg back, left leg. If you push your leg out too far, you'll feel it in your hip flexors and thigh muscles. You really want to feel it not there, but in your abs. Right leg forward a bit and hold. And left leg. And rest. Okay. So next we're doing the spinal rotation position. And I like to start lying on the right side. So like this, you're lying on the side. Right leg straight, and bring the left leg over. So you're lying on the right with the left leg across. Left hand reach toward the right foot. If you can't get it, you just stay in this position. Just take the leg back. Right hand on the left knee at the front. So the left shoulder is back, the left knee is forward. And they both should be the same height from the floor. Okay, now we're turning onto the left side. So left leg straight, right leg bring around. Right hand reach toward your left foot. Left hand toward the right knee. The right shoulder is back. Right knee forward. Again, the same distances from the floor. Okay. And now we're going to do that again, this time a little more quickly. So we'll start with the strap. And the right foot. This time we're just going to do a stretch. So the knee should be over the hip. It's not better to pull your leg closer to you here. For our purposes, knee over hip is sufficient. Again, we don't want to overstretch the knees. Switch to the other leg. We want stable knees. Left leg, knee over hip, it's straightened. If your hamstrings are tight, that's your upper leg at the back, the hamstring muscles. If they're too tight and you pull your leg too far close to you, you'll end up just overstretching your knee joint instead of the hamstrings. But here, there's not the knee. You should feel it down the back of the leg. Calves, hamstrings, hip. All right, that's great. And broomstick. So right leg is closer, left leg on the other side. And we always keep the chin toward the throat angle to lengthen the spine. Reverse the leg position. And on days when you don't have much time but you need to do something, this preparation series we do, people always feel significantly better afterwards, regardless of what is going on. Your hips a bit sore, your shoulders a bit sore. Okay, broomstick down. And wide position with the arms. And note that that feels better this time, so you're already better than when you started out. And now we'll do our cradle rock, so you have your arms and legs up again like we did. And this time we're just going to rock left side and hold. And rock right side and hold. And center. Okay. And now for dead bug angle. Right leg push slightly forward, hold. Lower back should always be neutral, which means you have a little bit of an arch, right leg back, left leg a bit forward. Slight arch in the lower back. Not flat on the ground and not coming up. Bring the leg back. Right leg forward. So here, when you take the right leg a bit forward, your back should not increase. The arch in your back should not increase. Should stay the same. Leg back, left leg. Rest. Okay, now spine rotation. Right leg straight. So right leg goes back. Left leg goes forward. And even out the left shoulder back and the left knee forward. Okay, and switch. So line on the left side. The right leg goes forward. Right hand reach toward the left foot at the back. And I like to have the chin toward the shoulder. That's a comfortable position for the neck. Just make sure you don't bring the knee all the way to the ground at the front. The shoulder and the knee are the same heights from the floor. Right shoulder, right knee. All right, that's great. So next we need to roll out our quads. The quads are the thigh muscles, the front of the legs here. And for that purpose, you can use something like a rolling pin or a foam roller. So if you have a rolling pin, you could just like sit on a chair and just roll out your quads like this. We're just trying to tone them down because they get short and overactive. I mean, we walk forward walking, dominates the quads generally. So walking backwards is a good thing to do, and regardless. So here I'm going to use a foam roller, right leg. If you have a big foam roller, I would still do one leg at a time. So the foam roller would be out to the side a little. When you do one leg, you have better control of your lower back. Right up to the top and to the outside of the hip on the TFL muscle. Okay, so next we'll do the other leg. So again, if you want to, you can just sit up and roll a roller on your quads, or you can roll a rolling pin. Rolling pins work really well for this. You just sit up and roll out your legs. We found a new job for rolling pins. And the outside of the hip when you get to the top. Make sure you get there. Okay, so next we're going to do an exercise to strengthen the glutes, the back of the legs actually. And but specifically this is for the multifidi. Okay, multifidi are small muscles that hold our spine together, hold the vertebrae in place. All of us from sitting, the multifidi atrophy. That means they lose muscle tone, they become very weak, and our spine collapses. And when that happens, then you start getting all these other pains. My back is a bit sore, that's why it just never gets better. You get pain down your legs, or numbness down your arms, or you get headaches. A lot of different factors. Okay, you might have to watch here. Probably you haven't done this before, but this has been shown in research, right? In clinical research, this exercise, specifically how we do it, will help build up the strength of your multifidi muscles in your spine. Okay, so the elbows are under the shoulders, and my hands are facing each other in fist angle. We're going to do 2 sets of 7 on each side. It's not an easy one, but you have to think of your tailbone. You want to not arch your back like that, not that, but tip your tailbone back a little. That will engage your abs. Then I'm starting with the right leg. Slide the foot along the floor, straighten the leg, and then lift and hold 5 seconds. Foot down, and then slide the leg forward. Always you want to keep the hips level. Your back should be neutral all the time. The leg lift. If you can't lift your leg, just slide the leg back. Okay, if you're ready. So set up so your shoulders or your elbows are directly under the shoulders. You're looking down into the floor. Don't tip the head forward. Really important. You look down like toward the elbow direction. Okay, we're starting with right leg. Slide the leg back. The foot is flexed, and lift and hold.
Try to stay centered. You shouldn't be shifting to the side. Foot down, slide the leg forward. Slide the leg back, straighten it, and lift, straight leg. Not such that the back arches. Your lower back should not arch. Foot down, slide forward. Slide back, straight leg, lift, hold. Foot down, leg forward. Slide, glutes, lift, brace your back. Foot down, leg forward. One more, straighten, foot flexed and lift. Keep pressing the elbows into the floor. Foot down, leg down. Okay, take the pressure off for a moment, whatever you need to do. So when you lift the leg up, your hips shouldn't tip. The hips should be level all the time. And again, the head, don't let your head go up because that will compress the back of your neck. Okay, now other leg. Set the arms, the elbows are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Tailbone is slightly tipped up. Think about tailbone back. So you should feel your abs are engaged. You're looking straight down, down between the elbows. Left foot, slide along the floor, straight leg, lift, hold. Don't let your hips go to the right. Keep pressing the elbows into the floor, foot down, slide forward. Left leg back, straighten, lift, keeping centered, shoulders down from the ears. Foot down, slide forward, slide back, and lift. Foot down, forward, back, straighten, foot flexed, and lift. Keep the shoulders down, press the elbows into the floor. Foot down, leg forward, slide back. Glutes, lift. Glutes are your buttock muscles. You should feel them working. Foot down, leg forward. Again, slide back, straighten. Lift, hold. Foot down and forward. Take the pressure off. Okay. Now, if that's tough for you and you want to do something easier, you can just do it like this. Or you just slide the leg back like that. You don't even have to lift it. But, this type of exercise does, as I said, prevents atrophy. And everybody on this planet later in life will have that problem. And if we can avoid it, we'll have a lot less issues. We'll be much more competent. Okay, we're doing a second set. So set up again, elbows under shoulders, shoulders are down. Right foot. So slide the leg back, straighten, lift, and hold. Foot down, leg forward. Right leg, straighten fully, then lift, hold. Foot down, slide forward. Right leg, continue. Prevent it's like sinking down into the floor with your head. So press the elbows, that's better, like down. Okay, again, right leg, this is number 4. Right down, forward, again. If it's though uncomfortable, you can't lift the leg, keep it on the floor. Foot down, slide forward, right leg once more. Foot down and slide forward. Okay, take the pressure off. And one more time, left leg. Today, after doing this, you're going to notice that you'll feel like you're standing up straight without trying, and that you'll just feel stronger in general. When you go up and down the stairs, you'll just think, wow, how come I'm so strong today? This is why. Get ready. Okay, left leg, brace though. Okay, so think your tailbone is slightly up. That's good. And left leg goes back. Straighten, foot flexed, and lift. Foot down and forward, and left leg. Similarly with hips. So when you strengthen your leg like that, your hips are strengthening, foot down, hold your legs in place, left leg. Foot down, just keep the hips level, left leg, and don't lean over to the right side. Keep pressing the elbows to the floor. Leg down, keep the shoulders down from the ears, left leg. With your eyes, you're looking in between the elbows. Foot down. Left leg. Hold. Keep the hips level. Foot down. Last one. So instead of just stretching weak muscles, look here, you're strengthening the muscles. Foot down to strengthen your spine and your hips. And legs, right? Okay, that was great. So now we're going to stand up. Okay, we'll do one thing here for the feet. We're going to start our weightlifting. Now that just walk a moment here. Notice, how you feel. But you should feel that you just have more support, right? Like you're just standing up, like you just built up your spinal column. All right, so next we're going to just do something to strengthen the feet before we do the weightlifting. You can have a towel. This time, the towel can be just folded, like so it's an inch or two thick. A thick towel would be good. If you don't have that, if you don't want to bother, that's okay. But if you do, that would be great. I have this is a rock board, but you'll notice it's not the usual one. It's a special one from human locomotion, and it has the proper rotation through your foot. So what you do on the towel is you hold onto the wall like this. You're on the towel, and you're going to rock like this back and forth from heel to toes. Okay. This one allows a rotational movement through too. But basically, you hold on at the wall. We're on the left foot. Make sure the toes are angled forward. And then you just rock from heel to toes, forward and back, forward and back. Toes are angled forward. And make sure you're using your toes. Okay, now we'll switch to the right foot. Generally, it would be a lot better to spend more time doing footwork, but because we only have an hour here, I'm not going to spend any more time. So now right foot, you rock from heel to toes. This for sure will strengthen your arches and your ankles. If you have any kind of foot problems, it's a good way to rehabilitate them. Okay, rest. If you don't have foot problems, it's a good way to keep your feet and help them get stronger so that over time you'll walk for a long time. Okay, now we're going to start with deadlifts for full body strengthening. If you have dumbbell or kettlebells are the best, I think, for this. You can have the best angles. And today we're going to be doing a few different angles and foot positions so that we can open up the hips. So if you have a heavier weight, like a 10-pound or 20-pound or more, this would be the time to use it. Okay, if the deadlift looks like this, you just have the weight held between the legs and then do a hip hinge and then stand. You should be doing that really well from our preparation work. As we're doing the hinging, the main focus here is your buttock muscles. So the first set, we're going to do sets of 20. The feet are just a bit wider than hips, kind of a neutral stance. Both hands holding onto the weight. Keep the chin tucked in. Brace your abdominal muscles. And as the hip hinges, you push the hips back a little. Keep the hips pushing back. Then at the bottom, squeeze your buttock muscles. Hips come back. Squeeze your glutes. And you're always braced with your abs. And you've just strengthened your multifidi. So your lower back should be very stable as we're doing this. Okay, and rest. Covered, that's great. Something to be careful of with deadlifts or any kind of leg strengthening maneuvers like squats is you don't want to do that
If you push the hips forward, then that puts the pressure into your kneecaps, wears them out. So it's always you initiate with the hips moving back. Okay, that's the main component here. So next we're going to do a wider stance. So the legs are like this, a little wider. The knees and toes are pointing in the same direction. So I'm going to, and also one hand. So only left hand will hold on, okay? And the palm is facing forward. Palm is facing forward. This time we're going to just do 15. So here we've got a wider stance, toes are angled forward, left hand is holding on, palm is facing forward, and hip hinge. Always keep the chin tucked in. The head shouldn't be going forward or bobbing up and down. Okay, and weight down. And now we'll switch to the right leg, right hand. So the legs are wide, knees pointing same direction as toes. Right hand holds onto the weight. The palm is facing forward. Keep the chin tucked. Just think of using your buttock muscles. And rest. Okay, and walk around for recovery. So we'll do one last set here. Again, with the weight in the middle, both hands holding on. Same position as we started out. So this, when we do this number of reps and sets, it helps to prevent sarcopenia, loss of muscle tone, and will build your strength. Okay, here we go. One more set, 20. Keep the chin in, brace your abs, hip hinge, and think of squeezing your glutes from the sides. Stand all the way up every time. Good, and rest. Okay, that was great. And now we'll put those weights down. Okay. And then just for recovery, walking a little. And now we're going to do chest pressing over it. We're going to do a pressing action. Last week, we demonstrated the chest pressing from the floor, so you can do that if you want to. Or if you prefer, today I'm going to do like this, overhead pressing. I'm going to move the camera though. There's one thing we'll do in preparation to make sure that the shoulder blades are moving correctly. A lot of people, when they're moving their arms around, they overuse the upper trapezius muscle instead of a muscle called the serratus. So if you could please get this time a rolled up towel. So here I have this towel. It's just rolled up bath towel. I have a big medicine ball. You may not have one of those. That's okay. If you have one, you can use it, or something like a beach ball or basketball would also be sufficient. We're going to do 3 different positions here. And as I said, the purpose is to mobilize the serratus muscle. So if you see my arms are like this W and you reach up to a Y angle like that. The second one is that you're like this and the palm is facing your shoulder and you just reach back along the floor. You can see that, okay, like that. And the third one is just with the ball, if you have the ball like this. And the position though here of the towel is right across the middle of the shoulder blades. It's not down along the spine. It's right in the middle of the shoulder blades, right across them. Quite uncomfortable. But if you have a pillow, if you need something for your head, you can do that, right? So just put something under your head if you need it, but keep the chin down. Okay, so we're starting. Number 1 is the elbows are by the side, so this is a W angle. and then you reach the arms up, something like a Y angle. You can think like the wings of an angel, the elbows by the sides, and then reach out. With regular practice here, if you feel restrictions across the front of the shoulders and chest, with regular practice, it gets a lot better. And your shoulders are just a lot healthier. Okay, great. So exercise 2 here. To start with the left hand, the palm of your hand is facing your shoulder. The palm is down, facing the shoulder, right in front. And then you reach behind you. So think your fingertips are trying to get to the floor. They may not reach the floor. That's okay. But you may not get very far. That's okay too. You just work with whatever your shoulders will allow for today. Our goal here always is to improve. Wherever we are today, we can get a little better tomorrow, endlessly. Okay, switch. So right hand is facing the shoulder, and then the fingers are just slightly above the floor, reaching back. Okay, the last one is you just reach up to the sky with your hands. Now I like to lift the legs up with this, and like dead bug, and then you really need to reach. Don't just move the arms. Reach up to the sky as you bring the arms back behind the head. And keep reaching from your fingertips. Reach all the time. Just spread the shoulder blades apart. So these will help, again, as I said, upper trapezius. It'll tone that down a bit, so they won't interfere when we do our weightlifting. Okay, so then reach behind. We'll just do a couple of reps like that. Should feel your abs when you do this one, when your arms go overhead. Okay. Great. Now to come off of the towel, I would roll to the side. If you sit up, it'll strain your neck. Okay, great. So if you want to do chest press on the floor, it's like this. You just lie down and have one leg straight and just pressing like we did last week. If you want to join me, we're going to stand up and do overhead pressing today. Okay, now for preventing sarcopenia and building up muscle tone, the protocol, and this has been again shown, clinical studies with people doing weightlifting, different numbers of reps, different loads. They found that 25 to 30 reps is with a light weight is more beneficial than lifting heavy weight, which would be like 8 or 10 reps, okay? So we're going to do something kind of in the middle of that. I think we'll do sets of 15. So use an appropriate weight for yourself. Overhead pressing is not so easy. So, if you're doing overhead, just today start light, in the future go heavier. For the chest press, you're just lying on the floor as we did last week, chest. If you're doing overhead press, the one thing I like to be careful of is don't let the weight go below the shoulder like that. The weight is always slightly above and in front. And then you just push up to the sky, starting with left arm. So we're doing sets of 15. Left arm start. Everybody brace your abs, keep the chin down, and press. And rest. Okay, right arm. People on the floor, I would have the right leg straight, left leg bent. And right arm press. The angle of the elbow here, if you're going overhead, so this is what's neutral, it's kind of center, the palm is facing you. The elbow is more in line with the shoulder. And rest. Okay, that was great. Okay, so second set, I just want to mention the upper traps again. So what happens often, and why we have all these shoulder issues, rotator cuff problems, is this muscle here engages too soon when we're lifting the arm overhead. So why we get into trouble and stuck is this. You go like this and then lift. And that jams up your shoulder joint. And then if you keep reaching, then it rips apart the shoulder, right? So rather, when you're pressing this muscle, this shoulder stays down like this until you get fully overhead, like that. So even here, I'm fully overhead, and this muscle still is relaxed, actually. That's even the arm that I broke not that long ago. Okay, and same thing when you're on the floor. So if you're pushing on the floor, it shouldn't be like that. The shoulder stays down, so this muscle is actually quite relaxed, even when you're extended. Okay, so set 2. So we're focusing on keep the shoulder down and fully straighten the arm. This time I'm going a little wider, so this is more like military press angle. It's harder. Okay, rest. Okay, and now right arm. So again, floor group, right leg straight, left leg bent. The people on the floor, the elbow should be about 30 degrees or 45 degrees from the sides. I wouldn't put the elbow too wide if you're on the floor. Standing group, it's okay to do that, whatever feels comfortable for you. And rest. Okay, that'll do it. Okay, so we'll do one more set. This time I'd like to mention the wrist angle. Sometimes people they're like this. See, that would be a straight wrist. See, that's like straight, and they bend back like that. So notice if you're pressing overhead, you might hear even people on the floor. They often end up like this, or theirs is a bit twisted. So this should be like a straight. Want to build the congruency of the elbow, wrist, and shoulder joints. Left arm, people on the floor, left leg straight and right leg bent. Make sure you have a straight wrist. Keep the shoulder down. You notice how this upper traps just start creeping up, right? And rest. The standing grip, be careful of the knees. The knees shouldn't lock back, okay? The knees are a bit soft. Your toes are pressing. You feel your heels, outside of your foot. Good. Okay, right hand. People on the floor, the right leg is straight, left leg is bent. And rest. Okay, and weight down. And now the beauty of that is that after you do that kind of pressing, just again, notice how you stand up straight and your shoulders feel a lot more supported. You just generally feel stronger. All right, now we're going to go to single leg stance. That's another important component of exercises. People often just want to do like squats and then double arm press, and then they just do both hands working together, both legs working. You need to do independent, like one leg, not just balance on it, but like load it. So we have a number of variations. Each session we do a different variation of single leg stance. Today we're going to do a single leg. It's called a pistol squat, but don't do this one low. If you're just concerned about balance, you can just stand, okay? if you need to hold on to a chair, you can hold on to a chair. But the position is like this. You're standing on one leg. And then we'll have, so you have a weight. You can have a weight here or here. But one leg is up for everybody. And you might need to hold on to a chair. So you would stand like this, holding onto the chair with the leg in front. And then if you can do it, we're doing, this is a single leg squat. It's a really good to get the ankle and knee mobility and congruency. But again, balance is a concern. So if you're wobbling around too much, you can just hold the position, that's fine. We'll be doing 3 sets of 15. And don't go low, okay? We want to be kind to the knees. We just want them to be strong and healthy so we can keep hiking. So left foot is going to be working first. Make sure the toes are angled forward and not out to the side. Set the arms like this. So, oh yeah, if you have a dumbbell, you see how I'm holding on like this. Like just really light. It shouldn't be heavy because then your shoulders will just interfere, okay? Okay, so we get the left foot's prepared. So you can hold the arms like this into the chest or straight in front. Right leg is up and the right leg is straight and totally flexed. And you can hold or you try to do the squats. And rest. And you'll notice often the wobbling in the ankle joint, right? That's why it breaks down. That's why we did the strengthening, foot strengthening earlier. We should really be doing those every day. Okay, so now prepare the right foot, spread your toes. Okay, make sure the toes are angled forward. So the arms are either in the chest, or if you want to, straight in front. Left leg up, and the leg is straight as can be. Right leg hinge. Okay, and rest. Okay, that was great. Okay, so now you'll note the upper trapezius. That's again this muscle up here. How it's going to start going like that. That's because you're not using enough core support. So we get the left foot ready. So you're standing tall, shoulders are down from the ears. Okay, chin is back and down a little. Set the arms up. If you bring the arms in front, don't let your shoulders lift up. Brace your abs and arms in front. That's excellent. Right, good. Now right leg up. And squat or just hold. And rest. Okay, great. And get the right foot ready. Spread the toes. Okay, toes are forward. Standing tall. Okay, shoulders are down from the ears. Brace your abs. Then set the arms. And left leg in front. And rest. And just walk a moment. Okay, again, one more set each side, left foot. The other thing about building up your bone density is you have to do enough. If you do a little, that's good, right? But there's a certain amount that really gives you exponential benefit. So that's why we do a particular number of sets and reps. Okay, left foot prepared. Set the arms, shoulders are down, brace your abs, right leg up. Okay, rest. So there are different systems we use for balance. One of them is the eyes. We balance with our eyes, right? You see where you're going, proprioception. So one way to help yourself be more balanced, I find, is if you focus on something. So set up the right foot Okay, and then brace your abs. You're standing tall. Set the arms. Left leg up. And then focus your eyes. You're looking slightly down. Find a spot. Keep your eyes on that spot. Good, and rest. Okay, and so you see that also is a really good one for strengthening your feet. Okay, so now we're going to do one more exercise for the shoulders. That's what I like to do for the program. So today we're going to use 2 light weights and do this external rotations. The main thing here to be aware of is, again, this muscle, the serratus anterior muscle is right here, just under the arms on the ribs and shoulder blade, okay? And if that muscle doesn't engage well, then the upper traps get really, like, they overwork. So we want to get this one stronger and more competent. Let's see, do I have 2 weights? Oh yeah. So we use 2 weights, about 2 light dumbbells. Again, you want to do something light. And we're going to do 3 sets of 10. This is, you can say, your shoulder rehab work. So you just like this. Your palms start facing you like that, and then you externally rotate. So your palms are facing forward. And don't go like that, because you don't want to arch your back out, so your arms are just here, like by the sides, okay? Like that. Yeah, so we're doing 3 sets of 10, but with a hold. So when you get to the external rotation position, make sure you're using your glutes and your toes are gripping, your arches are lifted. That's good, and good core support. And then externally rotate, hold. Like that. And here, when you're trying to feel under your armpits, that muscle. The muscle under your armpits, you should feel that one working. Make sure you don't allow the head to go forward. And rest. Okay, it's important that the elbows are not bent. If you bend your elbows, that automatically internally rotates your arm, the humerus, like this. We want to externally rotate, so your elbows should be straight all the time when we do this. Your elbows are straight. You don't bend like that. For this one, elbows are straight. So you're working on the shoulder blade. Okay, set 2. And rest. Okay, that was great. Recover. Okay, so last time we're going to make sure we have the good core support. So you want to brace your abs, brace the lower back, and keep the chin, you're lengthened from the top of your head, chin is back. All those components. Maintain that posture throughout. Standing tall, straight arms. Now it should ideally feel even on both sides. I would say the majority of the population, it will not. However, everything we do in our training is to help create more symmetry right and left side, front and back. If you notice one arm is working really hard, it's probably a weaker arm. If you notice one shoulder blade you don't feel very much, then it's probably not set very well, but this will help. Okay, and weights down. Perfect. All right, and then again, notice how you feel stronger and more competent. And now we're ready for the activities of the day. Thank you for coming, and I'll see you next week. Hope you can join me again.